Hi, I'm Mark Blomley, one of the member relationship managers for Uni Sport Australia, and today I'm joined by Sam McKeegan, student and casual staff member at Federation University Australia. Thanks for joining me, Sam.
No worries.
Sam, you're currently studying sports management at Fed Uni. Tell me about your interest in sport and how that started and why you decided to study and pursue a career in sports management.
Basically, I've always been interested in sport from a young age, just playing whatever sport I could get my hands on, really. I was pretty keen at footy, basketball, really got into rowing in high school, so sort of at the end of high school I didn't really know what I wanted to do exactly, and it was close to home and sort of related to all my interests, so I sort of gave it a go and sort of fell in love with it as I've gone on the journey, really.
Awesome. So are you still currently involved in sport yourself at university, and how's that contributed to your overall experience at university?
Yeah, well, I run a lot of the social sport programs at Federation Uni, so I facilitate, and coming with that, I always enter in a team myself and with all my mates and play in that. And we were planning on starting a rowing club and getting a high grade basketball team in the local comp, but obviously because of the COVID, it didn't quite get there. But that's on the cards for when it all gets back to normal.
Awesome. So how did the position with Fed Uni come about, and what's that experience been like? What sort of roles and responsibilities are you undertaking there currently?
Basically, it was right place at the right time sort of situation, because I just spoke to the right person, and they'd sort of been looking for a student to give them a bit of a hand with a few tasks, and so we sort of started off slow and then sort of gradually just got more and more roles handed to me, really. So yeah, basically I look after all social sport on the Ballarat campus at Fed, and help out a fair bit with like nationals and sort of that point of call for anything student engagement. There's sort of on the student perspective behind it. Yeah.
Great. So how have you found, what's some of the learnings that you've taken away from the role so far, and what's some of the challenges you've experienced within the role at Fed Uni?
It was a really good example of how organising events and different things, and picking up from an event with 50 people to organising a national team that goes interstate, and all the type of logistics behind that. It's something that not many people coming out of high school or early on in uni would sort of experience. So it's been very beneficial.
Yeah, great. So what did you do early on in your degree that's opened up some of those opportunities? You said you sort of spoke to the right person at the right time. Was that just a coincidence, or did you sort of go about trying to speak to people in the area and get employment opportunities that way?
Not really to start with. My first year I sort of just was another uni student, sort of just going through the motions. But basically after I got the job at the uni, a few of the lecturers of mine were always saying in my degree it's all about networking. So I sort of really found out that was a key part after getting that job, and sort of finding out, you always got to talk to people and, find out who knows who, and they're all sort of connected, once you get out a little bit.
Yeah, great. So Mount Helen is obviously near Ballarat and Fed Uni's main campus, which is obviously where you're based. It's quite obviously a small, intimate sort of a campus. How's that been as a student, and do you think that's assisted you with some of the opportunities within Fed Uni?
Yeah, it's really quite beneficial being a small rural uni, because it's you get to know all your classmates, because there might only be 10 to 50 people in each sort of class, so you get to know each other's strengths and weaknesses and where they're leading to when they finish their degree, and you get to form a lot of good friendships, and even with lecturers you on a little bit more personal level, because they might only have 10 of you or so. So they sort of can spend more time with you and really like assist you with that whole networking sort of side of things, and just going that above and beyond sort of level of assistance, which is really, really helpful.
Yeah, great. So you were nominated and then elected to the Unisports Student Advisory Committee. Tell me about that experience over the last 9 months or so.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've met a lot of people throughout all the different unis that I would have never have met if I hadn't have been given the opportunity, which has been good, and see how their universities run and it's been beneficial to take that back to Fed and sort of implement that, a few different things, just being as we're so small and some of the bigger unis do things a bit differently, so we can sort of, add bits from other unis and come up with a plan that sort of suits us best. But yeah, as for the actual work, it's been obviously limited with the few of the national events sort of being postponed. But yeah, it's been really beneficial.
Yeah, great. So what sort of projects have you guys been working on so far, and how's that sort of looked so far?
Probably one of the main ones was sort of the social aspect of nationals and how that sort of was viewed from a student perspective. That's sort of one of the things we started working on the most, and then obviously we're going to implement a few of those things, come nationals time, but that's obviously going to be probably postponed till the next year. So, but yeah, those things will still sort of happen, but students won't get to see them till another year after, which sucks a bit, but is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So what advice can you provide to other sports management students and ways that they can potentially kickstart their own practical experiences early on in their studies?
Basically, just talk to people. It's really, really a degree that's about networking, and you never really know who other people know and how they can benefit you. So just take 10 minutes and listen to what they've got to say, and they might not be able to help you, but I've found, especially for me, the people that you expect to be able to help you the least, actually their best mate knows, runs an events company, or works at the MCG, things like that you never expected to happen, and you sort of wouldn't have given them a chance, but just by staying and listening to what they've got to say for 10 minutes, and you never know where it's going to take you.
Yeah, great. So apart from your paid experience, have you done any voluntary experience to sort of help you along the way as well, whether that's structured through uni or whether you've gone out and sort that yourself?
Yeah, I've done a few bits and pieces. I've probably started off just being simple stuff like just coaching basketball and doing a few of those little things. And then once I got to uni, it sort of stepped up to, I'm on the Federation University Senate. So basically the student perspective and voice for all the other students. So it's like a group of 20 of us or so. So that's probably the main thing whilst at uni that I've sort of been putting my volunteer time into.
Yeah, great. So did that contribute somewhat to your position at Fed Uni as well?
Not really. I actually had the position at Fed Uni beforehand. So I got onto it afterwards, and it probably helped a little bit. But yeah, it just gave me a perspective on a lot of politics and, the sort of that sort of side of, sports management, the writing reports and doing all those proposals and that sort of area, which really helped.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me today, Sam. It's been a pleasure to get to understand your experience so far at university and see some of the leadership positions you've been in. And congratulations and all the best for your future study.
No worries. Thanks, sir.